Hey guys, Roman Arispe here with another Aspire Talent exclusive. Today I had the opportunity to interview the lively Chase Brown, and I learned two things. One, he has a story that is extraordinary, and two, the chase is most definitely on. So the basic question, Chase, that a lot of our viewers are probably asking themselves is, who is this guy with the cowboy hat who's singing and dancing everywhere? Who is Chase Brown?
Chase Brown, the artist, is kind of a character that I have designed, I guess, over the years, and he's kind of evolved into something, but it's definitely larger than life. Kind of everything is more. The movements are more, the vocals are, it's just like a little bit over the top, I guess, and he's fun. He's fun.
All right, so we got a little idea of who Chase Brown is as an artist, but how about 10 or 15 years ago? Who was he then? And better yet, who is he presently?
Yeah, I remember being in high school. At some point, I was asked to do a pep rally at, I believe it was in 11th grade. And, you know, I was so nervous to be in front of the whole school. You know, there was just an auditorium full of kids. And I wasn't really the popular, you know, guy at that point. I mean, I had my friends in different groups, but nobody really knew that I was a singer or had been doing this other kind of life at bars and clubs and stuff on the side. So that first time that the curtains opened up, I remember looking down at my leg and it was just shaking, you know, but it was an Elvis song, thank God, so a shaking leg was fine, you know, just let me loose. But after that song was over, I mean, the auditorium was screaming and going crazy, and they were just chanting Elvis. And I believe it was the cheerleader coach, somebody said, "You've got to do another song, you've got to do an encore." And I feel like life to me in general from that day on was kind of a different, it was a different life. Just walking through the hallways after that day, I just felt like that's who I was supposed to be, you know, and that was my role. And I still keep that drive, you know, it's always about, that's what I'm going to do, this is what my life is, and no matter what, you know, I will continue to pursue that.
Okay, so it seems that there's a lot of talent going on here. You're a very talented individual, but I'm curious, is there anyone else in your family that is musically inclined?
Yes, my mother has been a singer all her life, and when I was about 14 years old, 14, 15, she had been going to the bars and doing her shows, and I would practice while she was gone. I'd loved to sing. Ever since I was little, I'd been singing, but kind of, you know, off in the bedroom singing. So one night when my mom was getting all prettied up for the show, you know, I used to love watching her put her makeup on and get her hair done. She's just so beautiful, and I wanted to just do that from day one. So I said, "Mama, can I go to the bar and sing with you tonight?" And she's like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Just let me, yeah," I said, "Just let me go sing with you, please." And she said, "Well, go put a song on and let me hear it, and then we'll see." So I went, I'll put on a Brooks and Dunn song, and I belted it out in the living room for her. And I'll never forget, she said, "Go get dressed, let's go, you know, you're going to the show." So that night I did my first song, I believe, that night, and then 2 songs the next show. And it just kind of grew and grew. And I was able to have some of the best memories ever with my mother, just traveling around South Texas and doing these shows at random events, at every kind of bar, place, establishment, party that you could think of. And it was like a mother-son duo. And that was just the coolest thing to experience, those duets in that time before she kind of passed the torch on. To me, it's very special to me.
All right, so I've seen your YouTube videos and some of your performances. There's a lot of uniqueness about it. So what is unique about your performances?
I feel like I have grabbed from so many different genres and styles that alone makes it unique, just because it's going to be a different show every night. And I kind of play, I don't ask for one type of audience to come to my show. I see who is in the audience, and then I give them a show that they'll enjoy. I kind of, you play to what's in front of you. And the good thing about kind of paying the dues for the years that I have is doing so many different venues and different things and saying, yeah, if you want me to do that, I can do that, and making that work. Mm-hmm. It makes you so strong as kind of an audience pleaser, because as soon as you see somebody what, kind of what vein you need to go for. And I love that about my shows, that it changes all the time.
So Chase, you actually do have an audience, a fan base. How would you describe your audience and fan base?
I have the most amazing fan base ever. It is all over the place. I've got from the youngest to the oldest. I mean, I've got lots of little girls that are big fans, but one in particular, her name is Olivia. And she would go around school telling everybody that Chase Brown was her boyfriend. And she was like 3, 4, little girl, but would just tell the teachers. I mean, the teachers were telling the parents, she said Chase Brown is her boyfriend, and had a poster me up on her wall. And when I was living in Vegas, I would get videos from her parents of them listening to my music and her dancing up on the bar and stuff like that. And I love that I'm able to, kind of touch a young audience like that, and then cut to, I walk into a nursing home and these people have my pictures up on their wall, and I can just be able to touch their heart and perform for them and make their day. That's just such a wide range, but the interesting part is in between is all these party animals and just everybody that likes to have a good time in between. But I mean, it's not just one thing. Like it's like I said, performing to your audience, if there's some little kids there, I'm gonna do the show that I know that they need to see. And if I'm at a nursing home, I'm gonna do that one. And if I'm in a bar, I'm gonna be that Chase too. And it's all the same, but it's all different. It's just like how you reach out to the audience to make them feel you.
So at your performances, when you do perform, I'm sure some crazy things happen. Can you tell us a little bit about some experiences or situations you've been in while performing?
I've always loved when a bra or something gets thrown up on stage. That's always been fun. Having I was at a nursing home once, and I lit my belt buckle on fire because it lights up. And this woman in her wheelchair blew out the belt buckle like it was a birthday candle or something. And that was intense and awesome. But one time that was really, this just does not happen. I was performing at an annual party in Port Alto for my friend Skeeter. And Skeeter has a stage that he brings out and puts it in front of his house. And everybody that's down there for Memorial Day or whatever holiday, they all come. Like, people come up on golf carts and trucks, and it's just like this big outdoor kind of on the bay party. And I was performing, and I would climb up on the house on the porch, and all of a sudden rip right down the middle of my pants, just completely blowout, right? And I was like, what am I going to do? I've got like 2 hours left to, continue performing with this rip down my pants, no spare pants. Well, this little 14-year-old girl runs to her camper trailer that they've come in for the weekend and brings out a pair of 14-year-old girl blue jeans and is like, Chase, I got these. So I run upstairs. They fit like a glove. Of course they do. So I totally finished the show in a pair of 14-year-old girl pants. And then at the end, she had me sign the inside, like autograph the pockets for her. And I just was like this is it. I'm done. Put this in the movie. I love it. It was just great.
So being gay and being in the music industry is somewhat rare, but it's becoming more common. Why do you feel like it's important to speak out about that issue right now?
No, I feel like when I was younger, I thought that I had to be a certain way or I wouldn't be accepted or I wouldn't be able to kind of keep the image that I wanted to portray of myself or what I thought it needed to be. And it was a struggle. It was hard to kind of keep that part of you, even though it's never been part of my show, it's part of who I am. And I just, at one point just said, you know what, I'm gonna be who I am because I feel like people are gonna like me anyway. And thank God that didn't backfire on me, you know, it worked. But then it became a little deeper because as I was putting myself out there and being myself, but also kind of, you know, like in my hometown in Victoria, being more in, you know, kind of in the spotlight, I guess, I'd gotten a message, and it was years ago. It might have even been MySpace. It was so long, like right towards the end of MySpace. But I got a message from this kid that said he had been so scared about, you know, his situation or who he was because he didn't think anybody would like him. But he said, you know, sitting around his house, at the dinner table, and his parents are talking about Chase Brown like he's this awesome guy and they want to go see his show next Friday. And he said, you made it okay. You made it cool. Mm-hmm. And that wasn't saying that like I, you know, planted the seed or made it like I was putting my gayness out there for everybody to, you know, convert them, but just that I made it acceptable for him to be who he felt he was, you know, that almost raised the bar for me. It was like, you know, that's touched somebody's life and there's potential to touch more. So why not be who you are and just continue to do the things you're doing, but, you know, let people know that you are who you are and they like you so they can, maybe, you know, maybe other people can be themselves too and be liked and be accepted. And I just think it's important, no matter who you are, to be that.
All right, Chase. Well, that concludes the interview, and I'm so glad that you were able to share your story with Aspire Talent. We've learned so much about you today, and I know for a fact that you gained a lot more fans today.
Hi, I'm Chase Brown, and I aspire to inspire and to always chase greatness.